Is it audible? Is it audible? Is it audible, ma? Is it audible? Are you able to hear? Okay. This is a big concern I have. I'm not so very used to doing these casual question and answer lives, but since I have some time today, I thought I should. Most of you guys, thank you for showing so much love and support for the small work I'm doing. Um, this is something with a lot of people who come and ask about their sadhana process and why they are not able to seek God. Why is it that they are not able to find peace within themselves? What is that they're doing wrong? Is there something more they have to do? We are into Vidya, Sri Vidya Margam. Why is it that my problems are not getting solved? These are certain questions that I keep getting to hear almost every day in some or the other form. And I thought if there is a forum that can help answer some small questions we might be having while we are in this process of spirituality, especially with respect to either mantra sadhana or you're going through other kinds of devata stotrams and going through spiritual awakening, or you are into totally into meditative states and still you're going through higher levels of ascensions. um, I thought we should know the real picture, the real deal. And sometimes we are just so struck with certain concerns that we have, certain questions that keep bothering us, always directing that is there something wrong with what I'm doing? Why is it happening like this to me? And when it happens with others, I don't get to hear such things from others, other people's experiences, because most of the time what we hear, what we see in the recorded sessions of YouTube or the content that we get exposed to, um, sometimes I was also like you. A couple of even today, it's nothing like I've changed much. So I keep to pondering. Is this my imagination? Is this what I have to do? Is this something? Should I act on it or not? So I do get such concerns. So whatever are those two pieces of advice I get to hear or I get to understand, I comprehend the divine messages, I thought I should tell you all or I should share with you all. My gentle request for this evening is I respect your time, I respect your presence here, and I want to discuss something unfiltered, but not about your problems that you're facing in your marital life or money problems and stuff like that. That's a different forum. We'll have discussions on those also if Divine Ma permits me to have such lives. But in this session, I want to dedicate to all those spiritual seekers who are into um, a certain level of aradhana in your own forms, still having concerns with ascension, understanding divine signs, or something that's bothering you, which you can't express elsewhere, you don't know whom to ask. So I have put a intention to Ma also that may such people watch this live or that such people come to this live. So I would assume that the people who are here are all Ma sent people who who are seeking and who are wanting to understand her tattva, his tattva, and struggling to catch the pathways of theirs. So I would wait for another 2-3 minutes and I will start with I will first start with a small story that how Ma teaches me things, so that you know it gives you a window of um, into how they communicate with us. Okay, so let us. I just want to send this video link to watch this. Can watch it. So please just 1 second. I'll be going out of this window for only a second. Please permit. So I would start with this small discussion. Again, kindly don't discuss about your problems and quick solution. I am not a person who can just, with a blink of an eye, give answers to your problems. I need my own time with understanding your problem. So once you talk about a problem, I consult her and hear back and then talk. So it's like continuously like this conversation. So if you suddenly put a message and say in 1 minute or a 1 second, I can answer your questions in respect to the problem you are facing, I'm not so powerful yet that I can just in a blink of an eye just read that and give you an answer. Or I would rather not choose to, because every concern that we have has unfinished business with respect to our life's journey. So when I went to Amarnath recently, I Ma asked me, I had to go on a pony to Amarnath, and that pony, they were whipping continuously, okay, the horse, which will take me to, I went on the day one to Amarnath Yatra, and continuously they were whipping the horse to take the horse us to the mountain hill and down. And the next day, I went to Amarnath. As I said, 40 days of Havana, and she said, do this punya dara there, so that that punya that you accumulated in doing this 40 days of Havana will spread to the world, to get a world peace and to do good by the world, all that. I said, yeah, okay. I went and did the same at Amarnath, and I did the same at Vaishno Devi Ma's feet. So while I going to Vaishnava Devi, again I went on a horse. And Amma, let us strictly talk in English in this live, because morning live was in Telugu, and this live I promised I would only speak in English. So kindly, whatever are the concerns you have, I would request you to speak in English, so that this is for audience. I wrote in the heading also, so no Telugu in this, and please don't ask me to explain it in Telugu. I would not do it. Kindly understand. We should respect this message to everybody. Okay. So I am telling this story. Please concentrate on this. They have lot of answers for what you are asking in this what Ma told me. So the second horse which I was going to Vaishnava Devi, it was also whipped, but not as much as the horse at Amarnath, and only because that horse knows how to go to the top, to the mountain top, but it was still whipped for whatsoever reason. And the horse that I came down from after visiting Amma, that horse was totally like the horse owner was treating her like one precious child, and with little kind of instructions, the horse was totally listening to the owner, and we came down with lot of ease and grace. So while I was coming down, Ma asked me, you went on 3 horses, what is that you understand with these 3 nature of horses? So I said, she tells in some big logic, so I don't understand. So I said, I don't know, you please tell me what is it, Ma. Then she told, the horse that you went on Amarnath, still, because it was not done on dry run, so they don't know which direction to go, where to go, how to go. So because of that, the horse which took on to Amarnath had heavy whippings. So for people who doesn't have a direction, but they are going in their own direction, and Ma wants them to, Ma and Swami, Lord Shiva or Lord Narayana, whoever is your primary deity, who is taking you onto the main path, makes your life so problematic, gives you a lot of concerns to put you onto the right path. So just like that horse doesn't know where to go because it never did the dry run, it doesn't know that it has to climb the mountain hill. It was so used to her comfort zone of traveling for 1 kilometer in the terrain, and suddenly it has to go on a mountain steep. So it was hard for her. But the horse guy was saying, I have been feeding her for 11 months. This is the only 1 month I get to ask her to earn for me. So in order for the greater good of the horse and the horse keeper, the pony guy started whipping to put her into the right path to take us to the destination that the horse guy wanted to take, not the horse wanted to take. Here horses is us, according to what Ma is giving us as example. So when we don't know, horse keeper is the Ma. So when we don't know what is our path, where to go, how to go, but we are in our comfort zone, not even understanding where to go, how to go, when to go, Ma hits us with the life problems that suddenly we have no way to ignore but open our eyes and follow her path. So that's condition number 1. The second condition is about you know where to go, but you are going astray. Like how the horse which was going on mountain hill of Vaishnava Devi has to go. During that time, it was also getting whipped, but not that much badly as the Amarnath horse, because the second horse know where to go. They're all doing some work, but at times they just go on their path. So in order for them to come back to the right direction, because there the horse owner was hitting her, because sometimes it might slip, sometimes it might fall into the drain, and it will hurt herself also and the passenger also. So for her to protect you to not go astray and put you into the right path, she gently hits. Okay, so not as badly as the earlier times, but still there will be some kind of concerns, or whenever you go astray, things start flaring up in your life like problems. The third is the one which we came down the horse, which is totally a sadhak. The horse was never hit with loving words. The owner was telling in a very loving words, stop here, be careful. The horse was listening, and the descent was so ease and grace. So similarly for us, when we listen to their guidance and follow the path what divine wants us to walk, our journey gets so comfortable with ease and grace. So while you're going up to Vaishnava Devi temple, we know the path. The sadhaka knows what to do, but is not doing consistently or going astray. At that time, Ma gently taps, like in the form of some kind of small problems, which will go away when you surrender. But the moment you start surrendering, she will make our path literally like a, a bed of roses. So this is what I have experienced all through. Well, I myself face these glitches of going through one phase to another phase. And I know for a fact that most of you can relate to one of those horses stories, whether you are in the horse like Amarnath Wali horse. So your life will be filled with problems. You don't know where to go, how to go, or you will go to the second horse, which is Vaishnava Devi horse, which you know where to go, but still not following her path well. So you're doing sadhana, but you're not taking actions in consistent with what your problem resolution has to come. So Ma is still saying there is pit there, wait, don't go there. Ma is still saying, wait, there is, it's slippery there, hold on, be careful, but you are not listening. So she gently hits to put you into the right path. And the third path, which is um, is achievable after certain level of trust you build on her and try to follow her guidance and stuff. So I want you to first acknowledge, are you in which horse do you relate with? So give me the answer there. Are you in the state of one horse, two horse, or third horse? Amarnath Valley horse is one. Vaishnav Devi horse, which was ascending, is two. Third is the one which you are descending. Which horses do you relate with? Amrita, did you hear what I said so far? Why so many problems? Because maybe you are Amarnath Valley horse. Ma is trying to tell something. You are doing something. So obviously she has to shake up. So that's why I told, please hear the story. Don't be in your own head. Okay? If at all we have to get answers, you need to first open up for listening, understanding what's the fact. And don't be so much eager that I have to solve your problem in one day. Your problems never will not get. I don't know how other YouTubers who put so much big content that in one day, one miracle, your life gets to beautiful phases. No, it's not possible. That's the truth. That's the hard pill we need to take, because each and every life there's a lesson that you need to learn, and unless until your lesson gets presented in its own divine timing, in its own ways, that problem doesn't get solved. It just comes back to you again and again and again and again till the divine believes that you have overcome that through all ways. Like an onion peel, the first level goes off, then there comes the second level, the third level, the fourth level, till you are beaten very, very strongly that you convince divine that yes, I have transformed. I have learned the lesson totally. In what are those lessons? To let go of your arshad vargas. It can be your attachment towards material things, it can be attachment towards your desires, attachment towards certain things in your life, or maybe divine to get moksha, or it can be towards overcoming your life problems. That my life problem is because I'm so jealous, I'm angry, somebody betray me, somebody do wrong by me, I am in a relationship where people don't understand me. So whatever are those problems that come, when you are not aligned, your intensity of your problem is directly proportionate to the kind of guidance divine is wanting to show your path, but you are not trying to learn it. And you need quick resolutions. At this point, I want it, I want this at this point of time. So whatever is your concern, if you can understand that yes, the more and more I resist the path, the more and more my problem gets more tighter and more persistive. let me be um, let me be at least second level horse, which is the Vaishnava Devi uphill horse, so that I gently get tapped on my problems, not so whipped. So everyone starts our journey with number 3 Vali horse, number 1 Vali horse, which is Amarnath Hall, because we really don't know what is our goal, which is the path. We study, we come, we go to a college, then we get a job, then we marry, we have children, we are in this path. Somewhere down the lane, we are introduced to this path of spirituality. We do on and off because we are so busy living our lives. At that time, boom, something happens in our life, that there is a sense of loss, sense of betrayal, sense of pain, sense of distress, some sense of losing a lot of things, or some things which are out of my control is happening. I try everything, nothing happens. Only then we wake up our eyes and say, aha, there is something that's surrounding me, that's beyond my control, that's trying to teach me something. So the more I pause, the more I don't get into this panic mode and try to understand what life is teaching me a lesson by journaling. I'm talking about how number 3 people can get to number 2 by looking at what's the pattern, where is there something deeper in this whole process, is there something I can learn in this process. If I can get into a self inquiry of who am I, what is this, like how Ravana Maharshi ji talked, then I get to level number 2, which is for following this problem, what is the sadhana I get to do? And I keep doing it. So as I'm transcending from 3 to 2, I start my mantra japa, I start my spiritual processes, spiritual rituals in a more consistent manner. And from there, as you move towards number 3 Wali horse, is our whole journey of liberation that is so personalized to you. One experience is totally different to another experience. So I can't say if it works for one, it works for everyone. But as a human conscious level, we as a human are born with a ticket of suffering, which is echoing our past lives. When I do heal everyone, I see a lot of mirroring situations that happen between your past life and this life. So there your story stopped, here you continue. There are certain promises you make in the past, you're continuing in this, or you're mirroring those situations. So person who has been betrayed either gets betrayed here also, or are super conscious about every time, even though nobody is betraying them, he always is under this constant pressure that somebody is betraying me. So it can take two either options. The soul has liberty to choose which path it chooses. But our lesson through sadhana is to come to that point that that all happened in that past life. So when it comes, when this moment of truth comes, that I should start trusting more, and I should be wary for that soul which chooses that they trust everyone and keep getting betrayed, they have to be wary. And for the person who never trusts anybody, they should start trusting others instead of micromanaging everybody. So there's a lesson that's there, which is two paths, very, very personalized to both the soul lives. And the journey here is about how to follow that guidance, that yes, for this soul one, which is more about letting go everyone he keeps trusting, so he has to be wary. At that time, the moment that comes that I'm offering my trust very quickly to others, I should start taking back steps. That is how you align. Amrita has asked me a question, how do I align myself? So this is the way I can align myself, that when I get to the pattern takes me towards the what is the action I'm autopilotly doing. From there, can I pause and then realign my life to what God is asking me, which is to not stop trusting everybody and start giving a pause and offering your trust to the people whom you believe are good, instead of just offering it like candies. The second is about offering the trust. You don't offer trust to anybody, so you always keep uh, doubting others. For such people, it's about offering trust, and when that moment comes that I have to micromanage, there's an urge for me to micromanage. Can I put that trust on my mantra devata or the sadhana I do, and trust that they will take care of that path? Are you able to follow what I'm saying? This is how you realign your paths with each other. Okay? No, ma, karma is a real deal. It's not a belief system. So from here, I will go into your questions. So you got this topic, this concept, right? What I'm saying at this point. Did you get this concept? Babu, spiritual path is all about you not having expectation on how, what to do, but leaving it to the divine to give what's best for you. I want apple, but divine says orange is best for you. So apple and orange are two different characteristics of a fruit. Okay? So all you can do is ask divine, I think I want apple, but can I get the apple? Is not in our hands, it's in the divine hands. So no matter what sadhana you do, unless until that expectation is an attachment. So unless until you let go of that expectation, I don't think things will start working. All right? So it's not that, but yes, with intense sadhana, whatever you have experienced, say for example in one life, I had these special talents and gifts of, say I'm a super great musician. With sadhana, and I can integrate that gifts into this life, so that with very little training I can get to the excellence. I can do that. But I can't expect that I need that same life in the next life. That's when you die, you can have a soul conversation with divine that I want to experience the same thing. And and if it is aligned with your highest good, I'm sure God will allow you to have that life. So it's all free will, exercising free will, but also doing sadhana with minimal expectation. How to, 1 second, let me go from stop. So that's your answer, Pavanji. Oh God, you have flooded the same message. Amrita, because you are not at all following what God wants you to follow. You're just doing your path. So that's the reason. For all those who answered one, and if that one is your this chant, Onkaram garu, నేను మార్నింగ్ తెలుగులో చేస్తా అని చెప్పాను, ఇంగ్లీష్లో చేయను అని చెప్పాను, ఈవినింగ్ ఇంగ్లీష్లోనే చేస్తానని చెప్పాను. సో మీరు రాంగ్ లైవ్లో ఉన్నారండి. అది నా తప్పు కాదు. సో మీరు నేను తెలుగులో చేసినప్పుడు రండి, చెప్తాను, సరేనా? ఎందుకంటే అదర్వైజ్ ఐ గెట్ కన్ఫ్యూజ్డ్ ఆన్ విచ్ లాంగ్వేజ్ డూ ఐ స్పీక్. ఇట్ బికమ్స్ టూ డిఫికల్ట్ ఫర్ మీ. కర్మ ఈజ్ ఏ, సో దట్స్ హౌ టు హియర్ ఇన్నర్ వాయిస్. When you do your mantra sadhana, what are you essentially doing is you are quietening your mind. When you quieten your mind, how do you quieten your mind? Not by force, but being a witness to that phenomena that's happening. Say for example, I'm doing a mantra or I'm focusing, whatever is in your meditative states. If mantra, there are multiple ways, right? You can also focus on a candle light, you can focus on your heart center, you can focus in your Agna chakra, you can do mindfulness. So there are different ways. You can do mantra japa. So whatever ways you are doing in order for you to get into a meditative state. In the training, like how you have this wax in, wax out concept when you do watch Karate Kid, similarly, whenever we are doing our mantra sadhana, what are we essentially doing is we are training our mind to how many ever times it drifts, because mind has many thoughts, 50,000 to 60,000 thoughts it has every day. So its job is to think, its job is to protect us from dangers, because as we are sitting and watching this live, we are still aware of the locks of the cars or the movement of traffic or the sounds outside or in the kitchen. So how are we having these multiple perceptions? Because the other senses are still active. So when you are you're doing your mantra japa, you are quietening your mind by training it to focus on either the mantra devata japa or the object of contemplation, which is your breath or whatever that is. At that time, if you are drifting away 1,000 times, you are pulling back to the sadhana mantra japa 1,000 times back. So eventually what happens is you are left with a silence. In that silence, always mother or divine speaks to us through heart center. It comes and it starts as a knowingness. So when you have your knowingness aspect, it starts as a small voice. You know, the small voice in the head which says don't do when you ought to protect you. The same way, there's a small voice that comes from the inner side of our heart, which when you are doing something which you shouldn't be doing, the one which in the center of your heart says stop. Okay, when you are to do, it says come on, let's do. So there is a way divine speaks to you in a very subtle, expansive, heart expansive vibrational energy, but in a very subtle way. So if you get trained to do this mantra japa on an ongoing basis, or if you're doing meditation on an ongoing basis, whenever there is a thought that comes, you acknowledge, yeah, I know there's a thought, and I come back. Acknowledge, come back, acknowledge, come back. So whenever I drift, I come back to the mantra japa. At that time, in this training, I can quieten my mind. At that time, I get to hear my inner voice, which is very subtle in the beginning. But as you keep nurturing that inner voice to strengthen it, once you hear it, you're quietening your senses and trying to hear, understand what it says. Slowly, you get to you get proficiency in understanding it. That's how it it all translates into. That is what is my answer for it. Okay, so anything else? At the at an Anmas, the divine source is light, Prakriti and Purusha. So in the beginning we start our Aradhana as a deity. After we transcend to, from idol we get into energetic spaces. From energetic spaces we start Nirguna Tattva. We start the acceptance of the formlessness state of divine, which is pure like light but no form. So it is a transition. You can't force it, but sometimes when I now look at God, sometimes she shows up as pure light, sometimes she shows up in form. So I would not say one is better than other, but I would say in both they exist. That's how I feel. Any more questions you have on your sadhana marka? Not on the problem, but sadhana marka. Uh, Durgamma, why it is happening is because your chakras are literally open. So when your chakras, especially your Agni chakra is open, whenever we hear or listen to any divine stories or divine books we read, we do have lot of vibrations that feels like dizziness. Okay, so what you can do is when such things happen, you might have to acclimate your energy levels to the divine vibrations that you are getting as downloads. So take rest, don't get scared, take rest, and if still you have these vibrations, go into the ground and ground yourself. Or put your hands on a tree and imagine that excess energy is all draining through your hands into the tree so that you feel grounded, you get stable. Okay, so it's not any negative phenomena, it's a beautiful one, but um, it's just that you need to acclimate with that divine energy. So every time we do have some devata energies with which I do sadhana or I get in touch with, in the beginning I will also have lot of low BP, high BP variations, because any divine energy is a very high vibrational energy and we can't relate with it, we can't hold it in one go. We need to get acclimated with that divine energy. For that reason, it will take some time to acclimate, and after that it's all fine. But till that time, you might face this giddiness or chakkar and stuff like that. So high vibration is getting generated. Because of that, you feel giddy. So is that so? Is that it? If that is it, yeah, it's good, Amma, Varsha. That's how it feels. Whenever you do any meditation, first it feels like there's throbbing, then there's pulling, and then there is rotating. So all that is the chakra getting activated and expanding. So the chakras are not like this. The chakra is like this. So we do have 12 layers of chakra. So usually we get to hear that chakra is a disc and the disc is like one round. Okay, but that's not true. So there's like 12 layers of chakra, and then 4 levels are this layer, this level life. The next 4 levels rings. It's like wire coil. Okay, there is this vibrational wire. It's like a vortex from both the ends, and there are 1 2 3 4 like this rings, 12 rings, both out open from here to back. Okay, it won't be like this, it will be like this. So the Agni Chakra will be from here to there. our throat will be from here to here. So it's not like this. It will be inside like this. Heart will be from here to back. Our Manipura will be from here to back. Like that, it will be from here to back in 12 rings. The first four is your current life blocks. The second four is your past life, and the next four is your unknown. We don't know from where these things you picked up, but you're stored in your chakras. So one is your physical, second is your emotional, third is your mental, fourth is your spiritual. So any variation in your chakras, either you get physical blocks, meaning you'll do something as action, you don't do some actions, there is a chakra block there. You have no emotionality, that's a chakra block. It might come as mental patterns and thoughts, chakra block in that area of that chakra. Then spiritual, so you're, because of that some spiritual practices are not happening in a right form, chakra block again. Like that for past life 4. And for some, I don't know from where it came, from celestial beings, from rishis, from divine beings, or from some bhuta pretas, or some kind of tantrics who are holding your energy back. So many things can happen to each one of us, and during that time it holds, and when it holds, it feels like we don't have movement in our life. So at some time, that is the reason when we do bhuta suddhi process in our uh, during our prayers, we also want each one of you to focus on your chakras and their alignment as you are doing your mantra sadhana. That is the reason Kundalini awakening is always not like one time it just goes, shoots up, and then it's there, boom. No, it goes, come back, goes, come back. In this process only, we are cleansing each vices of our lives without our knowledge, through our actions, through our emotions, through our mental patterns, and also through our spiritual blocks. So each phase it gets cleansed, and you get to a higher level of consciousness in the same place. Like that, your life evolves. One is, if you have spiritual blocks in your like, blocks is a very simple word, ma. Can you please explain what are those blocks? How do your blocks look like? Send something. Yeah, as I said, when you're kundali, when you in your mantra sadhana, see what is the way that journey moves is, first you will have motivation, second is you will feel depressed, second time, third time you will be like getting angry on people whom you have negative unfinished negative karma with. You think you have forgotten, you have forgiven, but it flares up of no reason, and then slowly you will again come back to bliss. So this is like a pattern cycle. Okay, that's how the mantra japa happens. So for few days, what we need to do is, even there will be a day when you will be able to do a lot. There will be a day you will not have any motivation to do even one mala. At that time, what you should do is, you just say, I'll do it for one. Say if you are in a place of doing 4,000 mala, first understand if 4,000 is something overwhelming for you. Okay, if a goal that I have to finish, so everyone has this notion that if I just finish off this 1 lakh japa in 10 days, and after that my problem is solved. So I want to stretch myself and do for 20,000, 10,000 times a day, and final day I'm not finding that, I'm not getting that samadhi state of finding the jivatma paramatma together in my heart center. But I think, I believe, because someone says so, I believe that, or I feel so, I believe that, okay, if I do this problem, mantra japa for this particular god for 10,000, 1 lakh time is the mantra siddhi number, so I'm going to do in 10 days 10,000 times, so I'm going to stretch for 10 days and somehow finish off. The real way to measure that is, did you get mantra siddhi? Did you get to know that? Did you get to see the inner divine in your heart center? It's like third eye. At some place it's like blossom. For some people you blossom this, there is a flower in your heart which is very, very hidden inside. It's not visible at all during your process, but only one time you get to open that nice, very pinkish, very purplish, beautiful flower. Inside of that you'll see the mother. For some people it feels like your third eye is opening, like not here but in your heart center. It just opens like this, and you will see that divine, not what you did in the dhyana sloka, but she shows up in the way she wants to show up, or he wants to show up. And that's a vision to be so, beautiful. Okay, only when you experience you'll get to know that truth. That is the actual Chitsadananda, not like what we hear in the Sahasrara gets blossomed and you enter into Chitsadananda state. All this we say theoretical, but the real practical way is you see that in your heart. Okay, that divine image which you can never forget even for life. Okay, that is the sign that mantra siddhi happened. When you come to that state, what happens is you get to this state of utmost surrenderance, and from there you get into the state of that third horse I talked in the beginning of this life, because of which your things get moved ease and grace. Okay, so that is where you have to look at if your block is coming because of more number of chanting, like this 10,000 atra, that I have to finish and quickly. For I'm so very unfortunate. Everybody in the YouTube talk, one time you do this will happen, magic will happen, life will change. That is somehow causing all these beliefs that perhaps in one day my life will change, perhaps in 2 days, 2 lives, 2 times I chant, things will start. Okay, quickly if I start it will happen. But if you really talk to sadhakas, I don't think it will happen in day or two. It will take its own time. And the point is, the point of total point of spirituality is uh, to 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 slow down, to calm down, to start trusting your inner voice, to start trusting the inner devata or the mantra devata, than you taking the taking the reins. You're asking the mantra devata to guide you. In the morning life, Ma has given another example. This is how I like her logic when she explains simple things in a beautiful way. I'm more a knowledge person. I don't know to tell it in simple words the way she teaches me. So I'm just mirroring whatever she tells in very simple, relatable words. The moment you get into mantra sadhana is like if you're a horse number 2, what happens is your remote control of your life is been like you are a remote car and you are a car and she is the remote control. She has the remote control, but the battery of it is your mantra sadhana. It depends on how much you are doing the sadhana, how much your battery is getting charged with good karma, good deeds, like you do things without expectation, you help others, you do donate, you engage in charity, you are selfless, you do things for the sake of not proving somebody wrong or somebody right, but just because all your actions are guided by light, not by limitations or fears or any other negative distressful emotions. That is where you understand that okay, I am aligned with divine path. Because the moment you are aligned with divine path, you're taking actions aligned from light, from love. Though you might have some fears, you know that divine is keep on guiding you. She is there, she is there, she is there. So she will hold that space. So you know you will be able to take that action very fastly. So there is a kind of spiritual discipline, spiritual willpower that gets into sets in. If you're doing it with force, perhaps the number of japa you're doing is too overwhelming for you at this point, or Ma is cleansing each of these second level chakras. So because of that, you sometimes go through these mood swings. So understand what it is for you. But one thing I would say is, please keep that discipline that during this time to this time, no matter what, I will just sit. Even if I don't want to do meditation, even though I don't want to do the prayers, I will just sit at that time. So eventually you will get used to sitting. And then you say, if your resistance is mala recitation for say 10,000 times, you say I'm going to do it for 5,000, still resistance come. Then you do it for 2,000, still resistance come, 1,000. So start believing your inner voice and say, okay, I'm gonna do it for 2,000, I'm comfortable. So just do it for 2,200, 2,500 in the beginning instead of starting, okay, I'm gonna do day one, boom, 10,000. So one day you will do, second day you will get lethargy to do it. You will not continue, you will block. Instead of that, progressively go and attain that place where you're comfortable doing, and then start your thing. And in that also I would say, now that you know that you will take say 15 minutes to complete 108 time cycle, and you think 45 minutes is something you can spend on this, don't use that. You know, I don't know how practical it is for sadhakas to keep using that mala, but I somehow feel I get distracted by it. So I asked Mama, I'm not able to focus. If I'm using this tikku 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 thing, counter also I'm getting disturbed. I'm using mala also I'm getting disturbed, and my focus is on counts than actually doing your sadhana or getting into siddhi state. How do I solve it? For that she told me 15 minutes of time, how many rounds of japa you're doing, just put an alarm and keep it aside, put everything, you do one, and you do Bhurbhuvaswara Bhurbhuvaswaro Miti Dikbandaha, you are doing a Dikbandha of all directions. So that is why it's always important that when you do your mantra sadhana, you start with your dhyana sloka and then your nyasas, then your Dikbandha statement, and then do your mantra japa, than directly jumping and doing your mantra japa. When you start your this process, you are somehow aligning, and when you activate mother divine energies onto your any rishyadi nyasa or hridayad nyasa, anganyasa, or any ekadasa nyasas, whatever nyasas you think you should do, all those nyasas are there in our Vaidikas just for a reason, which is to align your energies for your japa, to provide you least resistance. So all of these are the steps, and when you do that steps, trust the God that okay, 15 minutes I can do, so I'll just keep my counter aside, I'll keep my japamala aside, and start doing. In a dhyana state, you just do not counting or anything, but you sit and you get into the meditative state, which is not how, just repeat it and again and again and again and again till you get to the that counter, the timer is saying alarm is over. So now you know for your count you have done four malas, and but you have gotten into your highest states of consciousness by doing this practice. So this is why, this is how I do. So if it resonates, please go ahead and do it that way, rather than getting disturbed with that counter. And there are people who can still, with using a counter and a mala, awesomely focus on the mantra, that mantra of our God. But at this, I was not able to do. So when I asked mother, she gave me this step, this technique. So that is what is the answer for Amrita Ma. So many obstacles. Same Ma, you understand why is that obstacles? Is that your goal is very overwhelmingly high? That is the reason you don't, or is it not aligned with you are having the problem with laziness? So please fix a time and just sit. At this time you take bath and sit. Don't have to open the book, just sit. Do it for 5 days. Then you go ahead and do it for, okay, now I'm going to do one mala. You have resistance? No. Then you will sit. Do it for 1 week, then do for 2. Like that, progressively take. Don't just jump and do off 1,000, 1,500. It's not for everybody that they can hold that spaces. Even if we say the problem is very high, say you may have to do 7 malas. That's the number you need to achieve very soon. But the more you have this atra, that urgency, that yeah, I have to immediately solve my problem, there is something called divine timing. For that also, Ma told me one example. How much ever you want your baby to be born, it will take 9 months to be born, because that is the time it takes for everybody to, all the angas, organs to be completely built in a healthy manner, so that you deliver, the woman delivers a beautiful baby, healthy baby, all organs finished according to what divine wants and the soul accepts. But if you try to, we get these lotuses outside, so they try to pull the petals and plucks and make it like blossomed. That beauty matches the real lotus that naturally blossoms on its own. Because of the beauty and the aesthetics the flower person has, he may bend those petals in a beautiful arrangement and make it look beautiful. But if you look that with the fully blossomed natural lotus that you find in the ponds and lakes, pluck it and see which looks more beautiful. Anytime the natural one, the one which is plucked in a bud state and just bent it all the ways as a formation, will always, it may be having its own set of beauty, perfection, but nature is its finest. So everything has its own divine timing. Even if you have to watch this live, there is a permission, there is certain level of maturity that you get to achieve. Only then you get to be, amma puts you into such lives. So it is a very very non-logical process, but totally a process of slowing down and surrendering. So don't get into this urgency when you are doing your prayers and sadhanas. Even though your whoever is your guru who have given you diksha says you have to do this, trust your inner science, trust your path, trust your journey, trust that ma has brought me till here, so she will definitely take me elsewhere forward also, and take it slowly but consistently. So what is the word I use is consistency over intensity. So you do it small steps and for a longer time, rather than doing boom and not doing for the rest of that, and then again saying one boom. In that you don't achieve anything big. Do you getting? So that's the answer for Shobha. Correct, Amma Yuvraj. That is the right way. You don't have to care about how she is the most prettiest. What can we offer to the most prettiest things? Okay? The prettiest thing that we can offer back is when Ma is looking at me, am I looking decent? How my mother wants to look at me, am I looking like that? It is not dress, it is not jewelry what you wear or what not. But what is most important is that something, if ma suddenly comes in front of me and she comes and sees me, am I dressing to my best self, is what is the answer. That is why your mother-in-law must be saying you should wear bangles, you should wear all this. Because you imagine, you are sitting in front of the god and you're praying and you dress shabbily. How horribly mom must be feeling to see us in so depressed states. So it is the reason why, in our olden times, people have told when you are doing mantra sadhana, you dress up to a level of Mahalakshmi if you are a woman, or Mahavishnu if you are a man, so that when your mantra devata is looking back at you, they feel so pleasant looking at you and they feel, oh, my little one, how cute, how good too. And then they feel that they have to come to you so fastly. So that is the reason they would have told you to dress up and do it. Mm, Imagine, even you as a person, you imagine you are an LKG teacher and all of those are little girls in front of you. So on whom does your eye catch more? To those person who looks natural. You don't have to put lipstick and all. She does see your inner beauty, not the outside shell. But presentability is something which my mother is looking me, అమ్మ నన్ను చూస్తే, how I want her to see me, to my best self, to my decent self, not shabby and I wear knickers, I wear this pajamas and then I start praying. So that is the whole logic. But then you can also say, Amma, anyway, she sees your inner self, she doesn't see your external self. So why don't I wear pajamas? Because, anyways, the inside shell matters to her. The outside is just for my comfort, and I'm comfortable most in wearing these PJs. So why do I have to really look at? So it's a personal choice again. If mother, if Anta, I will not use. When the mother sees you, how do you want her to see you? You go to an interview, yes, you can definitely wear crops and stuff, but you have an etiquette to wear when you go into an interview. Similar is this. So it's a matter of etiquette. It's a matter of a personal choice. but the beyond that, it's my mother is here looking at me. I want her to be feel pleasant in my presence. Yes, I do have my own problems. I keep crying, but in my natural states of littleness, for mother, there's one person who I used to teach Durga Saptasati, and she used to cry, and recite that Durga Saptasati because she couldn't pronounce. So always when she recites Durga Saptasati, how I see mother, like I get visions, right? How I see her is mother is looking at her with, like, she keeps her hand like this and she keeps watching her with so much of adoration, like, like this LKG child, a, B, like that we do, right? When we are little times and when we are to recite A B C D F G H, we keep say crying, and like that we keep crying and doing same way. When she used to recite Durga Saptasati, Ma used to see her like this, holding her hands and say, Savani, Suritanya. She's saying like that, and Ma is like, and today she recites so well. So that is the journey. So Ma enjoys every part of us. It's not that she doesn't enjoy our clumsy self, because she gave this part, no. So she doesn't hate us for anything, but it's just that our decency to look beautiful for her. That's all. Understood, Amma? You are you Rajtali? So perhaps when your chakras are really open, yes, there are. There you might come across supernatural phenomena. You can see world is a web there. It's not just world wide web. It has web. You do have good and bad web there. There are earthbound souls. Yes, when I was doing, I was also an engineer. Then I was into my own entrepreneurial journey with psychology tools and stuff. I used to also not believe all this um, uh, all these uh, supernatural powers and supernatural spaces. But since this all is happening with me and I get to see those beings, uh, I started believing that, yeah, there is good and there is bad. There is good energy, there is bad energy. There is negative energy, there is Bhuta, Preta, Pisacha. All these are true. There are Nagalokas, there are Sambhalas are there. There are Mount Kailash. Yes, There is a sheath like this where I went. When Ma showed me how Mount Kailash, there are many ages people are meditating. I was like very how it's so cold, how are they staying? Because of the tapas Shakti, it is shelving as their external protection, like that she used to sell me. So all of this is truth, Ma. So there is, when you are fearful, just chant Hanumanji's mantra or the devata that you believe in, and imagine they are putting a, so morning, evening, afternoon. If you look at any kavacham, if you look at Rudra Kavacham, Durga Kavacham, Narayana Kavacham, or Narsimha Kavacham, whoever is your deity that you are connected with, recite their Kavacham 3 times a day. That will help you to stabilize. The moment you build that connection in the beginning, it is like one-way connection with your divine. You just do, you don't get to hear anything back. But after a while, when your battery is charged, as mother told in the morning, automatically when she presses the remote, because the battery is charged with your sadhana and good karma, you start understanding the science. So till that time, just blindly do 3 times of everyday reading kavacha, and imagine Ma is putting a bubble in the same channel that you are. There is a playlist on how to protect yourself from negative energies and dark energies. So please do those meditations if that helps you to be at peace. Okay, just push out all those. When you have these inferences, just say pass away, and they are very respectfully, they pass away the moment they get pronounced. So not a problem. Yeah, Ma. Sudeshna Reddy, that is true. Doing, when you're doing chores, you keep saying Narayana. Narayana is also a divine service. You sit and meditate is also a divine service. You do Havana, divine service and divine seva. You do Panchanga Sevanam, divine seva. So there are multiple ways you can achieve divinity, because that is why our Santana Dharma or Hinduism is such a beautiful concept. There's no fixed path to achieve your realization or God. There are multiple paths, all converge towards the same. You do your Raja Yoga, Kriya Yoga, or any other yogas that are the other karma yogas. All of it somehow they all converge into one beautiful space and help you achieve the same thing. So there is no one path to achieve divine, and there is no one set path, one set rule, because what works for you may not work for another person, and what works for other person may not resonate with other person at all. So it's a very individual, personalized journey which you might have to take, but the principles, the guiding phenomena are all the same. So you might have to go through these evolutionary paths. Know that each time you're reciting Durga Saptati or some these kind of Devata sadhanas, level things shed out. Sometimes they show up in its grandeur, 70 cinema. So the moment it happens, you get triggered. Again, slowly mark lenses that. So you're, according to your Lalita Sasana, you have this Vishnu Grandhi, Rudra Grandhi, and these Vibhedanas, right? Chedinis and all. So your Brahma Grandhi, Vishnu Grandhi, Rudra Grandhi, all these, as she does that slaying of those Grandhis and opens up, that is when that slowly you start getting that feelings of Sachidananda, which is your mantra siddhi's final goal, to enter Samadhi state. So that is a journey. It will take its kind of thing. Babu, whatever you are able to do is what your Abhilash. What is you are able to do is what you are today to do. Don't be in this anxiety that I will have to reach. I will see the first thing that we may have. I'm so sorry if it feels like I'm trying to slow down you guys, because you don't get to hear these in other channels and other places where people say fast, do it in one day, do it in 1 minute, this is the way you do and it 100% happens. All of these statements are just done for your SEOs and marketing gimmicks so that they have a lot of views and stuff like that. But the truth is, the path, the sadhana, if things happen in one day, why should you live this many lives? You could have learned it long ago, right? So I keep asking Mother, why do you have all this? Why do you have to give us a problem? Why do we have to make us suffer? Why do you have to again come and do some sadhanas for people and choose my people like me to, we were doing something else. You pulled and stopped my life there, then put me into this path, taught me so many things, now making me do havans for people without knowing is helpful or not. Why all of this? Then she said, do you now understand the meaning of all this? Jagannatha is a leela for mind. Jagannathuడికి జగన్నాథకి ఈ సృష్టి అనేది ఒక లీల. దిస్ ఈజ్ వాట్ వీ ఫైండ్ ఇన్ మెనీ ప్లేసెస్ ఇఫ్ యూ రీడ్ శివ పురాణ అండ్ దేవి భాగవతం, మార్కండేయ పురాణం. All of these are repeatedly told in very subtle ways. We don't get that meaning to this level when you read that, but when you understand this, then you understand what it means. So this whole process of creation, the cosmic play, is itself a leela for them, a drama, a cinema. So inside of that, many souls do show up as enemies to us, many souls do show up as friends to us, and everyone are here for a reason. You have accepted that people into your life to learn some lessons that divine is teaching to teach. So nothing in life is coincidental, nothing in life is just happens with no reason. We just have to have the wisdom and maturity to connect the dots. So what appears is not what. That is why we root Netratrayaya Vashat when we do your Nyasas, because what we see is with our common eyes. But when you do your Nyasa, we are saying, Amma, please open my third eye and let me see what is not to be seen with common eyes. Please help me to see what I can't see. Please give me that jnana. We are asking like that. That's why we do the netratraya yavashatu. So that is how we learn to understand what divine wants us to understand. So not have this tension that I'm far. Whatever she is allowing you to do, I think you should keep doing it. And what you are not allowing, just get the arhata. Arhata means permission. For me, even if at all I have to uh, recite any prayer, I have to upload any prayer, I have to do anything, I have to do intense sadhana from going from one state to another state for 40 days, 42 days. Only then I get permission to upload certain content into this channel. That it is that pious. It's not like you might come across many YouTubers who has permission to just upload video or video, video or video, video or video on prayers, chantings, and stuff like that. I feel how blessed their lives are. That without doing anything, they just have to just recite this, and Ma gives permission to upload. They don't even know how much that is a blessing. If they get to talk to me, to I say, even to upload one Durga Sapsati prayer, I have to do it for 108 times. Do you believe this? 108 days of sadhana will give me permission to upload one video of Durga Saptasati. Otherwise, no. 40 days of sadhana of Saptasati or Havana will get me to one upload of one other thing. So it's a we have to do our arhata. We have to acquire it. It's not just distributed like this. So I feel so sorry when all people get misled about this. Do one time and things will happen. If you don't do one time, Ma is gonna get angry. You have these very marketing. If she makes your eyes wide open with red color, your life is done deal. Mother is so low, so loving. You can't even understand how loving she is. Even when you think you are alone, her hand will be behind you, uh, to take that fall. When in the Bhakta Prahlada story, Prahlada is being thrown into a pit. He cries, "Ayo, because of me, your hands got bruised." You will not understand the depth of that parabhakti unless until you get it for your heart. Imagine your God who is out there, loves you to that extent that when you fall down, you are able to see that his hands are bruised or her hands are bruised because of the pain you are undergoing. She took it. So won't you feel cry? That is the reason when we get into Parabhakti mode, you get these tears, you get moved by her experiences, you get moved by their presence, because you get to see how loving they are, how protective they are. But unfortunately, we don't give ourselves chance to get to that states. We are still stuck at Vaidika Bhakti, which is recitation with rules, rituals, and stuff like that, but not to a level of surrendering. That is the reason in the same video I've done a full series of Saranagati, how to surrender. If it helps you, please do watch it. Understand the realms of, understand the ways you can do Saranagati, and enjoy that journey of yours. That is something I would say is beautiful to explore. Okay. I have more, but I think I'm at this point of time I'm Ledama. I have seen Lord Vishnu, I have seen Lord Ma, Devi Ma, Varahi Ma, I've seen Lord Shiva, Ganesha, Anjaneya Swami, Subramanya Swami, Mukambika Mata, uh, Rajasyamala Mata. I think this much only I saw, I didn't see more. Lakshmi Mata. Uh, yeah, this much only I saw. I did not see more. I don't, after every time I get to see them, I just run. Kali Mata also, I saw, oh, how beautiful. You know, Kali Mata, you see in the images, she is so black and with so much hair like that. Now, after that, Dumavati Mata also I saw. I saw Bagalamukhi Mata also. Beautiful. Ganga Mata also I saw. Each of them are so beautiful that I keep searching for their beauty in everywhere I go to paintings, I go watch with a lot of like urgency. Is it coming to close to what they are? Uh, that's why I get so jealous sometimes about Adi Shankaracharyalu Varu, because he get to see her and describe. It is true. Saundarya Lahari description for the first half is truth. Truth means truth. I get so. I keep asking Rajasyamala Amma, you gave me darshana. Why don't you give me the work to write about gods, how you appear? I want to see, show it to world and say, this sweet they are, this beautiful they are. It's not like how you see Kalima in black also. Her eyes are so beautiful, her nose ring and third eye. It's so, it's like keep looking at her. When you go to temples where they are like the mantra pujari and all, they do very well pujas, then she shows up. Okay, when you go to temples where mm, not so great puja is done, then I can't see. But if I go to temples where they do very good piously, that time I can see the devata how she actually is, not how they show in the TV or photos like that, but how they are. uh, I went to Tarapeetham, so no, that Tara Mata has not have any pujas done well, so she did not show up. I went to one more Varahi temple in Kakinada, that was also not done well, so I did not see her. I felt sad that many temples people don't do her the way it has to be done, but I think Ma will. I don't know her plans, so if she has given permission to, one day she will also transform that spaces. That's beyond my today's understanding. Amma, let me tell you one small thing. It may come across as arrogance or uh, I know in some Sanskritis we have been given utmost place in our Guru, and there are. But for me, what your Divine Mother tells is the ultimatum. So, if you think you are connected best with one mantra and your Guru is asking you to do something else, you trust your divine self and keep going on the path that you choose to go. um, but don't get confused with so many mantras and do this, and some people, poor people, they keep asking me, Amma, I'm doing 5 to 6, getting tired, which one to do, what to do, where is my, I don't have time to do anything else. That much is not required, I think. If you just follow one deity that you feel close to and keep going their path, the point is, how do you keep going till the path where you hear back their responses and get that inner jig jig jig. So the moment you get there, your mantra siddhi started to show up. Then they give you guidance. Use that guidance. After you do that, then you go to another deity, because each energy is different. That's what I've been telling. Lord Anjaneya Swami's energy is very different to Lord Vinayaka, Subramanya Swami, Adishesha. So each of them have different energies. So you can explore and get connected with all these energies. They will be your army to support you. But if you do one and understand the process to get the mantra siddhi, you can use this as a propellant to do the same for the next, for the next, for the next. You don't have to do everybody, because end of the day the source energy is same. You are just bestowing onto the forms which you can get connected, which divine things aligns with your higher ascension. So if you have to bestow, there is in reverse divine also who says yes, you are going on the right path. That is when you get, see, some people have put that like, so that is a amoda, that yes, like that. Even divine also puts one button, like button, when you say come, I want to do this, at the right time that like button comes to you also. Okay, that is what is the answer for Sudeshna Reddy's message. Procrastination is a function of lack of purpose. So when I'm, it can happen because of multiple reasons. Sometimes I'm too heartbroken. Sometimes I am too much into pain, and sometimes I am taking the load of doing so much, or the goal I want to achieve, I have no clarity on. So I get to procrastinate. So when you are sleeping and your body is asking for rest, if that is really true, some people do are, they are workaholics like me. I can't keep quiet. So Ma trained me that can you imagine for few days that you do nothing, but your YouTube channel will grow. I used to like, I'm putting so many videos, Amma, nobody even watches. Because I told you, right, my journey was in the beginning, I used to have attachment to these views and stuff like that. But after that, she made me cut that attachment. And she said, after that, she told me, whoever have to watch will watch your channel. I'm using your channel as a channel for spreading my work. So don't worry about the numbers. At that time, I used to say, in the beginning, when she used to train me not to be attached on these numbers, I used to tell her, Amma, I keep shouting to the length of my voice. Even my loyal followers, I'm so thankful for them, keep saying and keep fighting for me that, Amma, all the lot of people get lakhs of views. Why is your channel having 1,000 subscriber, only 2,000 subscriber? Why is it not happening? They keep Papa feeling for on my behalf. I keep telling them now it's fine, but at that time I also used to fight with her. Why you always say do these many videos, nobody watches nothing, and you don't stop, only keep on telling me. I keep telling on the channel, on the video, and people don't even watch 5 minutes, 2 minutes also. They're so busy, they don't have time. So you keep telling me to do all this. Already I have, my company is doomed because of you. Now this also is done. How will I live? How, oh, I used to also say so much. That time she used to say, will you believe that you can take complete rest and still your channel will grow? I'll say no. I used to say, prove me, prove. I mean, we have that attachment, no? Grow, grow, grow my channel and show me. I say, Amma, she used to say, first learn the lesson, then only it will happen. And then there'll be some numbers added and all today. And, at this point, I really don't care, because she trained me a lot on numbers and praises, no praises. All this is like now gone case. I don't bother much about it. But now she keeps telling me funnily, now you saw how many numbers increased? 100 people increased for you. I said, okay, Amma, sare, nee ishtam talli, you do whatever kind of thing. So that is how it works. So please understand, Yadevi Sarvabhuteshu Nidra Rupena Samstita. So she is in the form of Nidra, she is from the Chetana, she is in the form of Avidya, she is in the form of Vidya. Just trust that whenever you have to get that information, you'll get at the right moment, and keep working your hard. Take small steps, one step towards light. One. See, I have to write Durga Saptati. It's such a big book. I'll also get scared. Ammo, how do I write? Ammo, this is so difficult. That time I should say, okay, I'm gonna write one page today. That's all. I'll research, I'll look at Markandeya Purana. I, Firstly, I don't even know that it's in Markandeya Purana. That time I have to say, no, Amma, please give me direction. Then she will slowly give. Then I have to one step a day, one. In 10 days, at least I would have moved 10 steps. That time I have some consistency to do. I get some confidence. Then I'll go to the next step. Like that we have to take. Okay, but never say I'm bad. I'm not able to do. Time will come. Patience. It will come. Kada, Yuvraj garu. What's your name? You're, I think, using husbands, but if you're a woman, so the the beauty of Saundarya Lahari, I only got to experience after I saw Ma. Then I saw how I feel like, oh, so good, correctly. I feel like there is excitement in me when I read it. The first, not the Ananda Lahari part, the first part, which she talks about your. Firstly, I used to hate it, how he has, one of Devi Ma, all body part. Like that I used to feel. But after I got to see her, and then the 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 description, then I got so jealous. Ayo, I don't have that Vak Siddhi to write such good poems. I don't know Telugu also well. I don't know English also so well. I'm a writer, but I can't write in poems. Ayo, Amma. So, like that it is. So sometimes he only tells like that. Okay, Amma, it's time. I think I will make a no. Amma, I told you, Amrita, this is the second time I'm saying your Agna Chakra is vibrating, and when your Agna Chakra vibrates, it's very natural to have such experiences. So, when you really have excess energy, go onto a tree and put your hands on the tree so that your excess energy goes. Or if you feel like this energy is fine, I'm able to manage, just know that it's a positive sign, not to fear. Okay, that's all from my end. Ma, these are all complicated questions which I can't tell in one go. I don't know how people say third eye open in blink of an eye, but it's not that easy. It's not that good also. Yeah, you can try. Okay, they have a calcification. You do have calcification on your pineal gland. So imagine when you're channeling divine energy, the boom kind of light energy goes into your sahasrara and tries to open that calcification for you so that your pineal gland, which is like a radiant red gem, opens up, right? And that with your pituitary gland connection from your Agna Chakra, the connection gets stronger, and that is how you get your Devata Sakshatkara in a quicker way. But this telling is easy, theory it is. But how do you do it is a big deal, because when you have to open your Agna Chakra, it is not there just like like an like an isolated body. It is amidst your brain and amidst your nerves and neurons and stuff. So you need to first understand the working model of how energy goes up and down. So you need to learn to run the energies from the root to your sahasrara to root chakra. And then when you run your energies, where do you get these energies? From the Bhudevi or from the divine source. So you need to understand how to channel divine energies from the top into the root, to the ground, to the Bhudevi, so that you are become a column of light between divine and Mother Earth. You are a column. So you get to this state first, and then you start your energies running from up and down. From there, you have a connection between your Agna and your Sahasrara, infinity in your Kundalini shape like this. That is truth. So it will happen like that only. So all that takes sadhana. That is why I am saying I I don't know how it happens in one day, because most of you feel it is like that and you want quick solution. Some people call me and say, we don't want to do puja, we don't want to do anything, give us answer right now, right away. I will give how much ever money you want. Do you think your money is so great than divine? In a blink of an eye, she can take away that also. Please get that, okay? So it's not about you having money or not. It's more about how much you surrender. Unless until you gather the divine grace, do you think, and unless until there is a lesson out of it, Whatever I do as a healing, you give me a crore of money also, how will that get solved? Please tell me. It's about money, end of the day. I don't think we are that great to barter with mother. So please, kindly, if you are somebody who have used these words, if you are watching, kindly retract, okay? It's not about money. You can't buy me with money. I can only hear to divine words and talk about it in the way I can. And if you are to do havans, if you are have to participate to get the divine grace, that's the path. If there are some other gurus who abstract you money and buy for you, please go ahead and do it. But kindly don't use such words when you talk to me or my father, because that is not something. You can't buy us with money. Yes, I charge money because I have to fund my havans, but I do how much mother asks me to do, and I never demand, because I don't want to accumulate negative energies because of this. But that doesn't mean you say, I'm not gonna do any havans, I'm not gonna do any participation of acquiring divine grace. You just, I will give you money, heal my past, and get me into problem resolution. It doesn't happen like that. This is the truth. How much ever you agree for it, that much your problem will get resolved quickly. The more you resist and say, I will buy everything like with money, like how I buy other things, divine grace is not you got with money. It is not, it is not acquired with flauntingness. You do this much big bonal, this big flower plants, this many ucharana perfectly, I get Lalita Sahasrama's anugraha. Never. You will not get it. You will get it only when you surrender and you get to that feet state, that you are the only way I get my resolution. There is no other place. Understand the story of Gajendra Moksha. Only when the crocodile, which is having so much of divine grace, the person says, I am powerful, I can get, just like this, I can get the crocodile out of my leg. But then the Gajendra has to come to Saranagati. Only then the Lord helps the crocodile to release. So never ever say, I won't do prayers, I won't do anything, I will wait for shortcuts, I will do manifestation techniques, I will do this, I will do that. Do, that's your praise, that's your life. I don't have a problem, but don't expect miracles. Or if you have seen one spark, that won't sustain. If you have kaun banega karodpati mein, because of your intelligence, you may get 1 crore, but can you sustain that money? That's the answer. Which lottery guy has got lakhs of money or crores of money and still had that money in her bank? It goes because there is no divine grace. That's the reality. So don't use such words, okay? Don't use don't use don't say ever, I'm not gonna pray. That's the reason I'm praying behalf of you guys. You can 15 minutes you can spend when I say, that's the minimum you can do to your God for you to get that. Please feel grateful that Divine has chosen somebody to work for you and trying to do things ease out my pain. So 15 minutes is what I'm asking. So can't you spend that 15 minutes also? That's not the way to work. So I wish this message reaches those people who says, we will give you how much money you want, but take away the pain, don't ask us to pray. Okay? Never ever. I'm not the right person to talk if you think so. I would say, please gather divine grace. Let's do healing. Let's learn the actions, Jnana, Kriya and Icha Sakti. All three has to get aligned. For that, our Randris have to get Vedanams. If not, things won't work. This is the truth. So I won't lie, and I'm not gonna shell out from telling truths. I am not gonna say in one day your life changes. You have to work for it. Anta Parvati Mata, though she knows she is born for Lord Shiva, she has gotten her arhata to get married to Lord Shiva by doing years of prayers. Eternally she has done in every avatara. Not that she is less. Jaganmata. Still she has to pray. Why? Because that's how it works. So kindly understand, gain her grace, then make your life more pretty. I'm not sure how much this added value to your life or not. But that is why I usually stop doing these lives, because my divine truths are so harsh. It's not like 1 day, 2 minutes, 3 days. So kindly pardon me if these ideologies are not aligned with your life or your thought processes, but I'm sure it gels with somebody which they understand the truth, because this is the truth. This is the ultimate reality that we all have to go through one day or the other. All right. So I'm so sorry if Kundalini is something which uh, mm, see, Ma, Kundalini Vidya is truth, okay? But the moment you get into Kundalini Vidya, you are just trying to artificially raise your Kundalini with the help of a external stimuli. So once it raises, you still are put into that activities that naturally progresses using mantra sadhana. That is, you will get away from people, you will get away from things, or some things will go away, because God wants all that is formed from ego to take and give you what is best for you, coming from love and light. So at that time, some toxic people will move away, toxic money will go away, which you have hard earned in this life, but that's not coming from light according to divine. She takes it away. So a lot of things will be taken away, and you might have to deal with that moments in a very limited time. And then, if you are able to take it, again you can move. So, yes, with a very competent guru who has time for you to keep talking about the phenomena that is happening to you and clear your doubts and um, make it more understandable, I think it is possible. It is truth. But if the guru don't have time to answer your questions, but only you are in a workshop and in a group, and then you raise and you just hang and you do this, because when you it raises, there is a lot of vibrations in your body, different parts. Should be able to sustain that energy. So the moment you sustain, using, if you recite Durga Sapsati and such things, automatically your urja will increase. You are able to sustain it, but not, it is not possible. So I don't know about any gurus who can do it, because for me, my mother only is guru. I don't know any other world. So I don't know even to ask if uh, that is truth or not. I mean, how it does work, I don't have the knowledge about it. I only know about what God taught me, and this is only my world. So only ask about this. Don't ask about other gurus or any. I don't know about anything else. Amma, this is only about your sadhana and your sadhana problems, not about your personal problems. So I'm not. I'm intentionally taking away all those questions that are related with your personal problems. This message, this call is dedicated only for sadhana questions. Okay, so the individual questions about pain and problems won't be answered by me in this session. I think I've taken a lot of your time. Have a great weekend. I already told about procrastination, Nikki. So please listen to these conversations once again and you'll get the answer that you are looking at. Okay. So again, thank you once again, and let us meet in another. Um, okay, once, can you please message, was this helpful for you? Whoever are present, these 35 guys, is it helpful? Was it aligned? Some doubts got cleared? Should I do these lives, or it's better I stick to my Havan lives, because I don't know, I never done these lives, so I don't know whether I should do or not. I'm not very confident, because what mother taught me is all these hardcore facts. I don't know how much world is ready to hear all this. So I keep restraining myself to speak such truths. అవునా? నిజమా? ఓకే. ఆల్ రైట్. Okay then. I will, but I don't know what topics to talk. Okay. So if I say mantra japa sadhana question and answers, will it help to stick to that topic and keep asking questions on that? Because I don't know about anybody else's gurus. I don't know about anything outside world. My world is very small. My divine mother, my father, me, my havans, for you, and they teach me how to do. I learn. I do heal. Yeah, I get so psychic messages. Yes, I do that. Beyond this, I don't know much about how to communicate all this with the world. I'm new to all this. So, okay. Okay, maybe weekly once can we do, so that we can, actually I would allow if I'm hearing your voice, so that it's quick for me. Taka taka I can do, but this YouTube don't have voice option only. It's a big problem. uh, okay ma, I will yesterday while I was doing the Durga Saptat, I'll end with this because some person told I want to see how your ma is. I won't do divine. Thank you so much. I don't do lives every day. This is a monthly cycle break for me. That's the reason I'm doing live. So monthly once I will try to come on live during my break times of havans and stuff. Till then, I keep training you on Saptasati recitation, praying for your well-being and stuff. So yesterday while I was doing Durga Chandi Saptasati's Havan, Ma showed up in red colored sari, and uh, she was holding one trishulam, and uh, she's wearing, always ma shows me with one round color this ring, and um she was wearing one. She was prasanna vadana. She's holding the trishul, right? She is smiling, and all the time, because I was doing extensive, complete recitation of Durga Sapsati, like total what she taught me, like end to end. So she was standing in front of me, and there was a very pleasant smile in front of her face, and a proud look, like how we see our children, and when they have done something great, we have that pride feeling, right? Like that, she was having that pride feeling, holding that trident. And then she was like, she was listening, like that, she was nodding the head like that. And like, not very tall like that, like mother only, like mother height, not like first time she was like in the stars, in the galaxies, all that they show like that, right? This time she showed only in my house. She was standing in front of me, and she was like, yeah, 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 good, 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 like that. And very interestingly, when I asked, I just randomly pick a blouse and give her in the Vastram Dharyami time, and I chose that red. And then I remembered, this is the red color I saw her in wearing the sari, like that Mysore pat sari, red color. Not red. What is that? Brown color. Huh? This red is not red. Maybe this red. This brick red. This red. This color. This color. So this color sari she wore. And that border is there on the sari. So it's so, that's how it is. Mm, do sadhana, she will show up. Okay, so that is what it is. Zoom is a problem because I don't have this paid thing. I have this meetups. So I will, maybe what I will do is I will put this link out and say whoever are interested to find your answers, um, join to this Google Meet or something, and then have some conversations. I'll ask Ma how to go about. Now that I get some confidence that you are liking this content and this hearing these experiences, because I feel I'm doing too much self dabba that mother is like this, mother is like that. How is it helping you to understand what is her tattva? Like that, I used to think. So, is it so? I feel good if you say like that, because I'm not so used to this content, so I'm like, I don't know what to talk like that. Anyways, I will take my leave now. I'm thankful that you all stayed. It's 9:30, I believe. So thank you so much for staying back, and we had a good time. I hope you had a good time too. And whomever I'm not able to answer your questions, I'm so sorry. There's a time and time when it'll come that I'm definitely will have conversations on what you were going through, but definitely watch out the havans I keep doing. The Pasupata Havana for your health, for your marriage. This next week I'm doing Kanya Pasupata, which is for marriage. Many of us want to get married but are not getting into the committedness because of our innate fears about how we will find the girl. If marriage is all for for struggle and for pain and for betrayal and for infidelity and for solving the problems with in-laws and going through the tantrums of spouses, it's better I get a dog or a cat or a co-live. Why do I have to marry? Is what our youth is going through. So I'm not saying everybody are going through the same sentiments, but there are some people who still have this fears of getting into relationships. So we want to build strong like relationship, like how Ma and Pa has, like Lord Shiva and Lord Mother. Beautiful. When Divine Mother, Lord Shiva, no, he showed how Dakshina Yagna, that story they were downloading to me. I was writing that story because somebody asked me to give the Daksha Yagna real story, and when they sent me the script, it was all wrong. Okay, it was seen from all these places and all. And then Lord Shiva told, "You first sit. I will tell you." He was sitting in that sofa which I have. I was sitting there and I was like literally down writing. And that time, Lord Shiva showed how he was saying, "I don't want to get married. I will. One time I will talk about that exactly." Okay, but on the like a highlight, okay, how much you get to see like how Lord Shiva got fida in looking at her. He showed me so well. I'm like, Ayo Swami, how do I write all this in words? I was like, Ayo Shai, Ayo Amma. It was like that for me. But to write in words, my head used to be so painful for 15 days when the download used to happen. But because it's so, Lord Shiva energy is so strong, it's a, I'm like zombie to the core, okay, zombie X. So head, this all is pain all the time. And but when I read it, it feels so good. Yo, Swami, inta fida అయిపోయా రామ మీద. So I want everyone to feel that you the right partner, you can be so loving. You can also have the right kind of love and affinity. You can build it. Even in you're already married, still can keep that ignition alive, because that's the beauty of Lord Shiva's and Lord Ma Parvati's love for them, eternal love. So so let us all experience that love again, kind of thing. So I will once explain that when mother gives permission. Today I just remembered and I told, otherwise I would have not told also. So like that it is, okay. Anyways, bye bye. I keep talking like this only for hours if at all. If we talk about gods and god leelas. Hunandi. It should come on with from the purity of culmination of two individuals for the next co-creation, born with the utmost trust on the partner, not like, okay, consummation is a ritual and it's based on pleasure, sensuality, but there's a kind of mutual understanding. I'm answering Rajshekar Yadavji's comment, I'm responding to it. So always it's beautiful to have the, the co-created beings spread as light workers coming from a space of love and divinity rather to a response to a pleasure instinct that has come from no commitment, or there's no a certain level of purity in that culmination or consummation. So I wish if we do have the ability to give birth to those divine beings in the next for the next generations to come, so that the world will be again back to dharma and all that. I wrote books on marriages. The name of the book is Happily Ever After, but I did not write on Daksha Yagnam because somebody else wanted to take a movie on it. So let her, that's her role, so let her do it. But once the movie is released, or if that goes on, it's very unethical for me to talk about it. So once it goes live, and then I can talk about the experiences I had with when the story is being told and all that. So I hope Lord Shiva blesses her with the tools and the the things to make that narration alive, so that that's her dream. Let her wish, let her live that dream. All right, Amma, I will. All right, then I will make a move. I don't know to read these comments after this live is over. If not, I can respond also. Do anybody know how to do it? How do I see these comments after this live gets over, so that if I don't respond to any questions, I can later write a response? But I don't do it. I don't see any comments in the live after I just make it live in the public. If any one of you know, please message me. I will really be grateful, so that I can answer to each of your questions, and there won't be this anxiety that I don't answer. I will be gone. I'm there, don't worry. Okay. I don't know how to see Appa. That's why I don't know. This YouTube people, if they ask comments to make these two enhancement, I'll be very grateful. All right then. Again, one fine line. Last. Srimatre Namaha.